Frank Gore, Miles Jack, Marquise Goodwin, and now Devante Parker, all players who decided to leave before the season started. But look, we're going to get into all that as soon as we run the intro. You know, this right here is for the G's and the OGs. You know what I'm saying? But you already know what to do. But if you're new to this channel and you like content like this, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to like. I need you to comment. I need you to subscribe. I need you to share this. I need you to hit that notification bell so you always up to date. But look, man, Devante Parker's, man, he retires. According to reports, he retires as soon as OTAs start. Now, in my opinion, I feel like he did that because he already knew that he would not be getting the reps that he wanted, or he probably feel like he deserved at the receiver spot. But Howie Roseman, put the pieces in place. Pause. He said, I'm going to bring in Paris Campbell. I'm going to draft Aeneas Smith and Johnny Wilson, So we still have a lot of depth, on the roster at the receiver spot. But why not? Why not add a little bit more competition to the fold? Now, I'm not saying that I'm not comfortable, with the guys who we have on the roster. I'm not saying that. But if I know Howie Roseman, as soon as Devante Parker pulled up and said, look, man, it's over for me. I'm doing the same thing that Frank Gore, Marquise Goodwin, and Miles Jack did. I'm peacing out on y'all. He said, cool. Because now it's so many receivers in free agency that the Philadelphia Eagles, could sign if they wanted to, if they needed to bring a little bit more competition to the room for that third receiver spot. And that's one thing I like about what I'm seeing, from the Philadelphia Eagles is, especially on the defensive side of the ball, there's no, all right, well, this is your spot. Nah, everybody got to earn it, all the way down to Reed Blankenship. It is a few guys, on the defensive side of the ball, before we get too crazy, who I think is a lot, and that, in my opinion, that'll probably be Darius Slay, definitely CJ Gardner-Johnson, linebacker Devin White, a few guys along the defensive line like Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. In my opinion, we need to get Huff out there, with the amount of money we paying him. Also, maybe Sweaty J will be out there as well. He's a starter in his league as well. So it's a few guys on the defensive side who, we expect to start. But on the back end, pause, like, at that other safety spot, in my opinion, Reed Blankenship need to be earning this position. He need to be earning this position because it's guys like Sidney Brown, it's guys like Cooper DeJean, who may be able to come in and be a little bit more productive at that spot. We don't know yet. So, and definitely the other outside guy, in my opinion, I feel like we getting, like we said last night in the live, we getting real close to June 1st. Could Bradbury be toast? Could he be out of here? And then that competition is going to open up as well on the outside with, Quinyon could be out there, Isaiah Rodgers. We got Maddox. We got a plethora of guys on the defensive side. But, getting back to my point, that wide receiver 3 spot is wide open. Now it's really wide open because you remember all of those graphics that came out and saying that, Devante Parker was the third receiver. They was just giving it to him. Pause. And we like, nah, like that ain't it. We want to see Aeneas Smith. We already got our 2 outside guys. We want to see somebody in the slot get busy. You know what I mean? And we was thinking Paris Campbell. We was thinking Aeneas Smith. Those guys are just way better in the slot. So now we starting to see a few things unfold. But that position is a competition position as well. So let's think about this, man. It's so many guys that's still available, and I'm gonna give y'all 3 names who I think, would make an impact on this team, especially at that third receiver spot. And they basically would give, anybody that's not Devontae Smith or AJ Brown a run for their money, for that third spot. So number one, in my opinion, is I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles definitely need to acquire about Hunter Renfrow. That's a guy who, a speed guy, can catch in traffic, can play the slot, So that would be my number one guy, in my opinion, who we might go out and see about and, maybe bring in if we could. Also, Mecole Hardman, another guy, another speedy guy, another guy who can play the slot, you know. Um, and if I had to say between the two, between Hunter and Renfrow, of course, and Mecole Hardman, of course, it would be Hunter Renfrow, but I wouldn't be too opposed to Mecole Hardman as well. And also, there's another receiver, who I'm not sure, this would be my last guy on the list. And I'm not sure how he would fit into this scheme because he's not a slot, in my opinion, but he is a slant specialist. And that's Michael Thomas, from the Saints. He does have a lot of issues with staying healthy. We do know that. That's why he is pretty low on my list, or the last person on my list. But at the same time, man, Michael Thomas is a veteran in this league. You put him on a slant, and I'm talking about he runs slants like nobody's business. He's like the best in the business when it comes to running slants. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I'm comfortable. I'm cool with going into the, OTAs and the mandatory mini camp, which we're gonna get into in a second, with what we have on the roster. But I would not be opposed to bringing in a little bit more competition for that wide receiver 3 spot. And if I'm Howie Roseman, I'm jumping on Hunter Renfrow. Pause. I'm jumping on that. I gotta bring him in, at least let him compete for a spot, because that's what we about. So basically, like I said, Devante Parker retires. Will he come back to the league and first 4 games, 5 games, whatever, before the season start? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he's gonna come back. He probably just was like, nah, man, this competition too steep over here. The fan base already saying that I'm not about to get no tick. He already kind of knew he wasn't gonna get no tick. You know what I mean? So what's the point? He like, I could just retire, jump about his contract, and then maybe see who could, need my help as the season start, if injuries happen, stuff like that. But I really doubt that he gonna stay retired, man. And if he do, man, look, all praise to him, bro. You know what I'm saying? He said he wanted to be with his kids, and he wanted to, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, man. Sometimes, you got to take a break, especially in a brutal sport, or you having a brutal job like being in the NFL. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like that. But, like I said, man, shout out to him. I'm not too worried about it. I think we got the guys in place already, to fill that spot. But okay, but let's move on, man. Let's talk about, the reports of, the Eagles OTAs off-season workouts. They started May 20th. They're going to go all the way from the 22nd to the 23rd, and then it's going to be May 28th, and then it's going to be May 30th and the 31st. Now, the 22nd will start, the open to the media. So we're going to start seeing, a lot of pictures being thrown out, from, the players working out and, what's happening, inside the facility. So, I'm going to keep y'all posted on that. We always do. I'm so excited to see how this team is looking, how they gelling. We can already see we got guys, having push-up competitions between Gabe Hall and Keegan. These guys are already competing, and that's what we want to see, because competition is what we need. Iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? Pressure busts pipes. You already know they call me diamond. Pressure make diamonds. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to put some of those on your finger by the end of the season, if at all possible, or in the next few seasons. You know what I mean? But Devante Parker didn't want no ring, obviously. He didn't feel like he was, he was ready for the next step. But I'm telling you right now, the possibility that the Eagles have this season, I will be the one to be like, all right, I'm about to see how to shake out. But you know, with the mandatory minicamp June 4th and 6th, I expect to see a really good turnout from the players there as well. But I'm also expecting, to see a good turnout from our guys in OTA off-season workouts as well. Because, Howie Roseman has done his job. He's done a great job at that. So I expect everybody to be there because everybody's happy on this roster. You know what I mean? Everybody's cool. Everybody's, enjoying themselves, having a good time at work. Nobody's disgruntled. Nobody's holding out. It's a lot of teams right now that's having they star players hold out because they're not happy. They're not thinking they getting the money that they deserve. So they holding out. But we don't have that because we got the best GM in the world. You know what I'm saying? And look, man, let's jump on, to how we roll real quick. Because I told y'all, when the Eagles signed the last two rookies, we was going to have our turn up. But look, check this out, man. The Eagles signed Cooper DeJean to his rookie contract. And we're going to turn up for him in a minute. But I want to talk about something real quick, man. I think his contract was 4 years for $9.9 million, something like that. And I'm looking for him to jump in and get busy quick. Like, I want him to on the field as soon as possible. Learning, making his mistakes, going through his growing pains. That's what we need. Because he's the type of player, that can flourish in this system, but it's going to be from his reps that he get on the field. You know what I mean? So Cooper DeJean signed his deal. We still waiting on Quinyon Mitchell to sign his deal, even though, like I said, man, that one's a little bit more complicated because he does have that 5th-year option. So Cooper DeJean was with him being a 2nd-round pick, it was just easier to go ahead and get his deal done. But I'm expecting Quinyon Mitchell, to be signed, in the next couple days. If by the end of the week, I'm expecting Quinyon to be signed. I don't want to hear all the nonsense. Oh, well, Quinyon don't want to play for the Eagles. Come on, bruh. Cut it out. Stop it. Stop the hate. It don't look good on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just it's necessary that y'all admit the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles has put in work and we deserve everything that we going to get this season. You know what I mean? So, as usual, as always, it's time to go ahead and turn up for my guy, Cooper DeJean. Here we go. As usual, as always, we got to turn up for our guys because it's a party every time, the Eagles make headway because that's my squad. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. But look, man, I'm not going to keep y'all too long today. You know what I mean? If you didn't check out the live stream last night, make sure you go check that out with me and Eagles Unleashed podcast. I promise, man, the how we gel, how we collab is bar none some of the best collaborations from 5 people on one panel, at one time. You know what I mean? So look, man, like I said, if you made it this far in the video, please do the channel a favor. Please like, please comment, please make sure you subscribe. You know what I mean? Make sure that notification bell is dinged so you always up to date, especially because I always, bring out these fire lives and sometimes I don't get a chance to, promote them. So make sure you subbed up, make sure you know the gang, You know what I mean? And make sure you click that puppy when you see how live and you see his videos drop. You know what I'm saying? But for now,
yeah, I got them diamonds on me dancing, looking like they prancing. Always on my BI, we talking about expansion. Looking at a mansion, open up the benches, hanging off the blicking, empty out the sticky, shooting like I'm Jimmy. Chipwood, this good, sorry that I'm this hood.